Hi all my friends, how you doing? I'm sure you're all getting ready for the holidays and being with family and so forth. So I'm just going to go ahead and get into the first book of Samuel. I did a little synopsis on my last video of what it entails. We don't know who the author is, at least I'm not aware that we know. So anyway, I want to just dive into it. No real comments, except for if you are have been bothered by the dark side, if you will, or by Satan or by demons or whatever. Once you have accepted Jesus into your heart, you have an advocate. You have somebody that is your father, who is your fighter, who will be there for you and protect you. Even though you may be, if you have Jesus in you and you're bothered, he will maybe even allow you to go through what you're going through to test you, to strengthen you, to make you into a diamond for him. Okay? And he doesn't allow you to go through things unless he knows you're ready for it, and it's to build you up, to build up your character, to build you up spiritually, and to make you ready for what is to come. And okay, so you have one thing to choose in this life, really the most. People say, oh, the biggest decision I had to make was, who I was going to marry, or buying a house, or, the biggest decision was buying a car. No, the biggest decision that you have to make in this life is to recognize that there is a God and that he sent his son to earth to redeem us all for all of our sins. He put all of the evil, all of the sin that was, is, and was going to be onto himself as the final sacrifice. And all you have to do is recognize that, which is not easy for people. Okay, this is not a simple thing. And to surrender and say, yes, Lord, and receive him into your heart. And he will change you and change your heart of stone, if that's what you have, and make it flesh again. And make you feel love and joy and connection, and give you feeling for other people and caring again, and make you human again, okay? So accept him into your heart today. Don't delay. The time is getting short. All right, let's get into it. Okay, first book of Samuel. Of Elhanah and his two wives, Hannah's prayer, they worship, Samuel is born. Okay. Now, there was a certain man of Ramath-Amin-Zophim of Mount Ephraim, and his name was Elkanah, and the son of Jeroham, the son of Elihu, the son of Tohu, the son of Zup, and Ephraite. He had two wives. The name of one was Hannah, and the name of the other was Peninnah. Peninnah had children, but Hannah had no children. And this man went up and out of the city yearly to worship and to sacrifice unto the Lord of hosts to Shiloh. And the two sons of Eli, Hophni and Phinehas, the priest of the Lord, were there. Sorry, get my Bible here. Okay, and the time was that Elkanah offered, he gave to Peninnah his wife, and to all her sons and her daughters portions. And unto Hannah he gave a worthy portion, for he loved Hannah. But the Lord had shut up her womb. And her adversary also provoked her sore, for to make her fret, because the Lord had shut up her womb. So she was childless. And as he did so year by year, when she went up to the house of the Lord, so she provoked her. Therefore she wept and did not eat. Then said Elkanah, her husband, to her, Hannah, why weepest thou? Why eatest thou not? Why is thy heart grieved? Am not I better to thee than 10 sons? So Hannah rose up after they had eaten in Shiloh, and after they had drunk. Now Eli the priest sat up a seat by a post of the temple of the Lord. And she was in bitterness of soul, and prayed unto the Lord, and wept sore. And she vowed a vow, and said, O Lord of hosts, if thou wilt indeed look on the affliction of thine handmaid, and remember me, and not forget thine handmaid, but will give unto thy handmaid a man child, then I will give him unto the Lord all the days of his life, and there shall no razor come upon his head. And it came to pass, as she continued praying before the Lord, that Eli marked her mouth. Now Hannah, she spoke in her heart, only her lips moved, but her voice was not heard. Therefore Eli thought she had been drunken. And Eli said unto her, How long wilt thou be drunken? Put away thy wine from thee. And Hannah answered and said, No, my lord, I am a woman of sorrowful spirit. I have drunk neither wine nor strong drink, but have poured out my soul before the Lord. Count not thine handmaid for daughter of Beth-el-el, for out of abundance of my complaint and grief have I spoken hereto. And Eli answered and said, Go in peace, and the God of Israel grant thee thy petition that thou hast asked of him. And she said, Let thine handmaid find grace in thy sight. So the woman went her way and did eat, and her countenance was no more sad. And they rose up in the early morning and worshipped before the Lord, and returned and came to their house of Ramah. And Elkanah knew Hannah his wife, and the Lord remembered her. And wherefore it came to pass, when the time had come about after Hannah had conceived, she bore a son, and called his name Samuel, saying, Because I have asked him of the Lord. And the man Elkanah and his house went up to offer unto the Lord the yearly sacrifice and his vow. But Hannah went not up, for she said unto her husband, I will not go up until the child be weaned, and then I will bring him, that he may appear before the Lord, and there abide forever. And Elkanah her husband said unto her, Do what seemeth thee good. Tarry until thou hast weaned him. Only the Lord establishes his word. So the woman abode and gave her son suck until she weaned him. And then she had weaned him. She took him up with her, with 3 bullocks and 1 ephah of flour, a bottle of wine, that she brought him unto the house of the Lord in Shiloh, and the child was young. And they slew a bullock and brought the child to Eli. And she said, O my Lord, as thy soul liveth, my Lord, I am the woman that stood by thee here praying unto the Lord. For this child I prayed, and the Lord hath given me my petition which I asked of him. Therefore also I have lent him to the Lord. As long as he liveth, he shall be lent to the Lord. And he worshipped the Lord there. Chapter 2. Hannah's song in thankfulness to God the sin of Eli's sons, Samuel's ministry, a prophecy against Eli's house. And Elhanah prayed and said, my heart rejoiceth in the Lord. Mine horn is exalted in the Lord. My mouth is enlarged over mine enemies, because I rejoice in salvation. There is none holy as the Lord. There is none beside thee, neither is there any rock like our God. Talk no more of exceeding proudly. Let not arrogancy come out of your mouth, for the Lord is a God of knowledge, and by him actions are weighed. The bows of the mighty men are broken, that they stumble are girded with strength, that they were full, they have hired themselves for bread, that they were hungry, they ceased. And the barren hath borne 7, and she that hath many children is waxed feeble. The Lord killeth and maketh alive, he bringeth down to the grave, he bringeth up. The Lord maketh poor and maketh rich, he bringeth low, he lifteth up. He raised up the poor out of the dust, he lift up the beggar from the dunghill, to set them among princes, to make them inherit the throne of glory. For the pillars of the earth are the Lord's, and he has set the world upon them. He will keep the feet of his saints, and the wicked shall be silent in darkness, for by strength shall no man prevail. The adversaries of the Lord shall be broken to pieces. Out of the heavens shall he thunder upon them. The Lord shall judge the ends of the earth, and he shall give strength unto his king, and exalt the horn of his anointed. And Elkanah went to Ramah to his house, and the child did minister unto the Lord before Eli the great priest. Now the sons of Eli were sons of Bel-el-al, and they knew not the Lord. And the priest's custom with the people was that when any man offered sacrifice, a priest's servant came while the flesh was in seething, until a flesh hook of 3 teeth in his hand, and he struck it into the pan or kettle of the cauldron or pot. All that the flesh hook brought up, the priest took for himself. So they did in Shiloh unto all the Israelites that came hither. And before they burnt the fat, the priest's servants came and said to the man that sacrificed, Give us flesh to roast for the priest, for he will not have sodden flesh of thee, but raw. And if any man said unto him, Let them not fail to burn the fat presently, then make them as much as that their soul desireth, then they would answer him, Nay, but they shall give it me now, and if not, I will take it by force. Wherefore the sin of the great men were very great before the Lord, for men abhorred the offering of the Lord. But Samuel ministered before the Lord, being a child, girded with a linen ephod. Moreover, his mother made him a little coat, and brought it to him from year to year. She came up with her husband to offer the yearly sacrifice. And Eli blessed Elkanah and his wife, and said, The Lord giveth the seed of this woman for the loan which he lent to the Lord. And they went unto their own home. To their own home. And the Lord visited Hannah, that she conceived, and she bare 3 sons and 2 daughters, and the child Samuel grew before the Lord. Okay, I'm going to stop right there, and I will continue in the next video. This is chapter 2, verse 22. Okay, see you then. Bye-bye.